Hi, I'd like to inform you about an experience that I had when I was probably 17 years old. I graduated high school in 1987. 6 months later, I lived in Fort Myers, Florida, and used to go fishing. It was one of my hobbies. And my uncle and I would fish in old gravel quarries and canals. One day we were fishing and caught the smell of what smelled like uh, sulfur and sulfur gas, and we started kind of walking around looking to see if we could find a source to that, and found a extremely large bare footprint in the canal, off the side of the canal. So we kind of started walking in the direction that the footprint was going, and the whole time we had that sulfur smell that permeated the air. So we walked probably for about 20 minutes, and as we kept walking, the smell was still there. We didn't see any other footprints, but you know, basically we walked to the point where it was starting to get dark, and figured we better start the walk back to the car, because gators and stuff that were in the canal. And the whole time we were walking back, we still had that smell that we were walking through. And once we traveled back to where the footprint was, we started noticing that the smell was gone. And you know, the only thing I could say is the footprint was larger than any human footprint that I ever seen. And I truly think that it's quite possible that it was a skunk ape, which would be known as Bigfoot up north. Down south they call them skunk ape because they travel in canals and swamps, and they get that sulfur smell to their fur. So um, I would say that it was a pretty wild place, even though it was in the middle of a urban area, or rural, more rural. But there was plenty of people around. But you're talking a place where people set their garbage out. They got to tie them down because of bears and panthers, Florida panthers. So, but that would be my informative speech to you that I think it's quite possible that Bigfoot exists in southwestern Florida. Yeah. This is basically an area where you, the there was a gravel quarry that had been dug back in the 30s, and it slowly filled back up with water. I used to go bass fishing back here, and I would park in a recreational park for kids, and walk down a small trail to these quarries and fish all day long. And it wouldn't be nothing to be walking down the trail, and 10 feet off the side be a Florida panther sitting there looking at you walk in. You could be fishing, and they would stand there and watch you fish, looking for a handout if you caught one, which I never fed them because it was against the law. And it was, there was plenty of civilian population around, but it was rather wild, I guess, the way it was developed down there. So, quite possibly, I think a Bigfoot at that time could have existed without really being noticed a whole lot. So, basically, that's about the end of my story. Thank you.